If you ever wonder how so much illegal contraband and items that prisoners are not allowed to have ends up inside of a jail or a prison, well, ultimately, it's because somebody takes a risk and attempts to smuggle those items in. Whether it's a girlfriend, loved one, your mother, a correctional officer on the take, somebody tossing those items over the fence. Whatever the case is, somebody has to take a chance bringing in illegal contraband items. And maybe in more times than not, prisoners actually get away with getting that said pack smuggled in. But there certainly are plenty of times when people get caught attempting to do so, just like what we're getting ready to talk about here today. I ran across a story coming out of Georgia that I want to share with you with a headline that reads, 3 arrested in Fulton jail smuggling attempt with burgers, phones, and pot. Who could have known? Cheeseburgers could be illegal contraband items. Can you imagine getting caught trying to smuggle in some cheeseburgers and in turn having to serve prison time because of that? But if in fact the person does end up having to serve prison time or even additional time, I don't think it's going to be because of the burgers as much as the other items mentioned. They say significant contraband was seized at Fulton County jail facilities, including cigarettes, marijuana, cell phones, and tools for smuggling. Tools for smuggling. 3 individuals were arrested at the South Annex facility with contraband and faced multiple charges. They were released on surety bonds. Authorities emphasize vigilance in maintaining jail security and encourage the public to report smuggling attempts to Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Authorities seized a significant amount of contraband during separate incidents at Fulton County jail facilities this week, officials announced on Thursday. A Fulton County Sheriff's Office sergeant assigned to the K-9 unit discovered a breach in the perimeter fence at the Rice Street Jail on the morning of June 5th. Investigators later found a hole in an exterior window of the jail, prompting a full search of a nearby housing unit. The following items were recovered during that operation. They saw the hole in the fence first, then the hole in the window, and then they did a shakedown on the cell block. And folks, they hit the lottery ticket winnings with this contraband seizure. 32 packs of cigarettes, 5 bags of loose cigarettes, 99 in total, 8 packs of rolling papers, 5 lighters, 10 baggies of suspected marijuana, approximately 1 pound. If you got a whole ass pound of marijuana up inside of a jail, you're like a millionaire in there. Yeah, that's a lot of marijuana to be caught with inside of a jail. You could potentially be looking at some Fed time for something like this. I doubt it, but it's almost that damn severe. 3 cell phone chargers, 4 cell phones, 1 digital scale. How you get locked up for being a drug dealer and you're still potentially one on the inside. Folks, we also get a look at the 3 suspects who were arrested for this contraband sting operation, what it seems to have been. We've got Matthew Abdul Baki right here, probably mispronouncing that last name. Looks like potentially his brother as well, Malachi Abdul Baki, and Asia Henry. Not sure the relation between these 3 individuals, but one common denominator, they all got arrested. The day before, on June the 4th, 3 individuals identified as Matthew Abdul Baki, Malachi Abdul Baki, and Asia Henry were arrested at the South Annex facility in Union City after deputies found them near a hole in the perimeter fence with a cutting tool and a bag of suspected contraband. These folks did not just get caught red-handed, they got caught with their whole ass hand up inside of the cookie jar. Among the seized items, 5 packs of cigarettes, 5 cell phones, 11 cell phone chargers, 2 vapes, 10 McDonald's cheeseburgers, 5 oatmeal raisin cookies, 1 hammer, 1 set of bolt cutters, and approximately 70 grams of marijuana and assorted candy. Folks, these guys and this woman were door dashing for prisoners. I wonder what a McDonald's cheeseburger is going for on the inside. You know, the hammer and the set of bolt cutters, that's pretty bad. Now, I'm imagining they were probably using those items to get beyond the perimeter fence and then the hammer to break out the window, which is diabolical to think We've got all of these jail escapes taking place right now with still active manhunts underway for multiple fugitives. And here these three individuals were trying to break into a jail. It's not often that we hear stories like this, but it's crazy to think that this is not the first time that I've heard of something like this. Hey, do me a favor and bring me 5 packs of oatmeal raisin cookies. That's a very unusual item to be trying to smuggle up into the jail. And as cliche as it is, you got to just think, was the risk worth the reward? You know, is there good money in this? I've heard of cell phones in institutions going for upwards of $2,500. I just bought a burner phone for $29. Got it activated for less than $80. Cost the phone plus the plan. Actually, I think it was like $60 or $70. If you can flip $70 into $2,500, split that with whoever, that might in fact be worth the risk to some. So let's talk about the charges that these three individuals are facing because of this. Jail records show all three suspects face multiple charges, including conspiracy to commit a felony, interference with government property, possession of tools for the commission of a crime, and marijuana-related offenses. Each was released on a surety bond. Imagine not having a criminal record at all, and this is your first charge. Something involved with trying to break into a jail. Officials said none of the items made it into the South Annex facility, but clearly they've made it in there before, given all of the contraband that was found in one of those housing units. But no way to link these individuals to those prior items, and there's currently no evidence linking the two incidents. However, the sheriff's office emphasized the importance of vigilance and continued efforts to maintain jail security. And anyone with information can call Crime Stoppers. You hate to see it happen. You know, it's a good idea in theory and on paper. And usually most ideas aren't the worst ideas until the shit hits the fan and you end up getting caught or arrested because of whatever said idea may have been. And even though we can assume that the hammer and the bolt cutters were being used by the three assailants in an effort to get the contraband items into the facility, imagine if those items were in fact actually smuggled into the jail. What could you do with a hammer and a set of bolt cutters from the inside? And would that be enough to get you free again? Well, we've certainly seen prisoners do it with a whole lot less. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say absolutely. Folks, just wanted to share this story with you. Be curious to know what your thoughts are in relation to this. Would the reward be worth the risk for you? Could you be enticed financially to try to bring a pack in for somebody? Don't incriminate yourself down in the comment sections. I'm just asking hypothetically. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and a comment on this video letting me know exactly what you thought about this. And if you find yourself here on After Prison Show enjoying this content but not yet subscribed, please consider doing so and turning on bell notifications so that you never miss an upload from us. It would certainly be appreciated and go a long ways to helping to support this channel. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!